It's the global celebration of International Children's Day. This year's theme calls for us to stop the violence against children. Coming up right here on Jamaica Magazine, children's advocate Diane Gordon-Harrison encourages us to look out for the young ones in her message to mark the occasion. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome. Also in store in this midweek package, spending wisely on education and tips for business success. Don't go anywhere. All that plus much more on the other side of this break.
A healthy and educated people living in a clean, natural environment, reducing crime, improving the justice system and governance, building a prosperous economy. It's not just a vision, it's reality. Learn about the plan. Join the vision.
My country, Jamaica, has a rich heritage and is very unique. If we all pull together, we can make it the place of choice to
live, work, raise family, and to do business.
For more information on Vision 2030, call the Planning Institute of Jamaica or visit vision2030.gov.jm, your parish library, school library, or the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, November 20. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ is predicting that the Jamaican economy will again grow by about 1% in the October to December quarter. BOJ Governor Brian Winter made the announcement at the bank's quarterly press briefing on Tuesday. As was the case in the July to September quarter, growth is expected to be driven by the agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining, quarrying, hotels, restaurants, and construction and installation sectors. The continued response by Jamaican businesses to external demands for goods and services is also expected to propel the economy.
We expect that the continued implementation of the policies set out under the Extended Fund Facility will provide a boost to investor confidence. But domestic demand conditions are expected to remain relatively weak over the near term, even as we return to growth.
Growth for the financial year ending March 2014 is expected within the range of 0 to 1%. Meanwhile, the BOJ is predicting that inflation for the October to December quarter will be in the range of 2 to 3%. This will be due to the increase in the tariff for water rates and higher prices for some agricultural products during the Christmas season. However, the continued decline in the price of international grains is expected to compensate for inflation in the October quarter.
Given the outturn for the year so far and the forecast for the remainder of the year, the fiscal year, the bank is projecting that inflation is going to fall within our target range of 8.5% to 10.5%.
Inflation for the July to September quarter was 3.7% due to an increase in transportation costs and oil prices. Cabinet has approved the award of a contract for $2.65 million for the supply of 500,000 blank Jamaican passports. The contract has been awarded to the Canadian Banknote Company for the period April 2014 to March 2017. Information Minister Senator Sandria Faulkner says the acquisition will allow the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA to provide uninterrupted passport services to Jamaicans locally and overseas. She says it will also allow for the continuation and completion of work on a new integration border management system, which will come on stream over the next 3.5 to 4 years.
This system will replace the current standalone systems which are used in passport, immigration, and citizenship units. The new integrated system, supported by modern technology, will have the capacity to introduce an even more secure generation of passports, as well as keep pace with international trends and best practices.
With tobacco smoke being a leading cause of lung cancer, Persons are again being urged to avoid tobacco products and second-hand smoke. Data from the Jamaica Cancer Society show that lung cancer, which is normally diagnosed in persons over age 60, is now being manifested in persons in their 20s. Jamaica Cancer Society volunteer Dr. Aldith Buckland says statistics also reveal that the 5-year survival rate for lung cancer is much lower than other cancers. Breast cancer, for example, has an 89% survival rate, but lung cancer is only 16%.
The smoke from tobacco has very fine particulate matter that is less than 2.5 microns. Particles less than 2.5 microns penetrate deep into the tiny, tiny airways of the lungs and can cause many toxic hits onto the cells. Multiple toxic hits on the cells every single day is going to cause malignant change.
Dr. Buckland, who was speaking at a recent JIS think tank session, said the ban on smoking in public places would lower the risk of lung cancer and other respiratory illnesses like asthma. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson announced recently that since the ban was implemented on July 15, there has been a 20% reduction in asthmatic admissions to hospitals. The learning experience of students at Coburn Gardens Primary and Junior High in St. Andrew will be strengthened following a donation of 5 notebook computers. The computers were recently given to the school by the Embassy of Chile as part of activities to commemorate 50 years of diplomatic relations between Jamaica and Chile.
Chile is strongly committed to promoting a comprehensive and inclusive education for all children, an education that should stimulate and challenge every aspect of the child's life.
And finally, Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites has asserted that greater fiscal prudence is being taken in the education sector to ensure that quality education is delivered for the money spent. Minister Thwaites was speaking at a recent ceremony where Norman Malcolm was named the 2013 LASCO and Ministry of Education Principal of the Year and Janet Walters Teacher of the Year.
It is unfair, for you to pay 4%, is it, hard contribution, for you to pay an elevated education tax, both very necessary, to pay GCT as every taxpayer does. But that when you get the product of the education system, so often you have to spend another lot of money to train that person over and beyond your specific needs. The education system must be articulated to the economy.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Dacia, and you're watching Jamaica Magazine. Be a change maker to someone today.
Finger licking jerk chicken, Helcher fish and bami, we run down yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. This November is Eat Jamaican Month, so let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Driving sustainable economic growth is not just about putting in place broad policies that will bring capital injection. It's also ensuring that activities in all industries contribute to the overall goal. Up next, the education sector and how its policies contribute to government strategic priority number 1, fiscal prudence and the pursuit of a credible economic program.
The government of Jamaica has embarked on a comprehensive economic program aimed at progressively raising the rate of real GDP and per capita income growth. The strategy is in alignment with the country's 4-year extended fund facility with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. In tandem with this, the country has to be fiscally prudent while in pursuit of a credible economic program. To do this, some spending habits have to be reformed, and the Ministry of Education is actively supporting this process.
The Ministry of Education has identified several areas where we can achieve savings and efficiencies and better spend the education dollar.
So what are some of these areas? To date, the Ministry of Education has indicated that 440 schools are overstaffed by approximately 100 teachers. Through a program of structured attrition, the ministry is implementing a freeze on the hiring of new teachers in those overstaffed schools. This will allow the number of existing teachers to decline over time due to retirement and other everyday factors, producing valuable budgetary space to implement other critical educational developments.
Nearly 55 billion of the education budget is spent on remuneration. This is as it should be, but we have to make sure the public gets value for this huge spend.
The government is expected to realize savings of $223 million over the next 2 years through the redeployment of teachers.
We know, for example, if we use underdeployed teachers to replace those who are retiring, in one region alone we can save $90 million a year. Can you imagine when it is applied over the whole system?
Big savings is what would result. But just as importantly, the policy supports the equitable deployment of highly trained teachers across the entire education system. As part of this strategy, the ministry is encouraging the voluntary relocation of teachers.
So far, 100 and more have agreed to be relocated, and this covers all regions and schools. This is a good, and all types. This is a good start, and we trust that many more will understand that the idea of relocation is not punitive, but rather it is to correct a system that is unsustainable.
Aligned to the policy of teacher redeployment is the standardization of the student-teacher ratio. The Ministry of Education has worked out a formula that will deliver a greater return on its investment. This rebalancing of the student-teacher ratio will be ongoing and will conclude when the objectives are achieved. In previous years, the government paid $2.5 billion annually to afford teachers the benefits of study and vacation leave. This is being reformed to contain public spending and enable the country to be in a better position financially. Adjustments have been made to the entitlement of paid study leave granted to the nation's teachers this year.
This year, we are kindly inviting teachers who wish to do further studies to do so by pursuing courses during vacation time and by part-time and distance education. Study leave requiring absence from the classroom will not be approved except in special circumstances. It is no use building up entitlements for which there is no cash to pay.
Other measures include restructuring the current scholarship programs into separate need-based and merit-based components, instituting greater cost recovery at the tertiary level, think paying back your student loans on time, and more. All of these measures are part of the government's determination to be more fiscally prudent and forms part of the 5 strategic priorities for the 2013-2014 fiscal year. Let's continue on our path to growth and development.
One of the imperatives of the education system is to be prudent, avoid excess and waste, and to do more with what we have.
Hi, this is Tessan, and I want all you young people to listen to me very carefully. Crime doesn't pay. You can do so much with your life. Don't throw it away in some gang. Stay in school and work hard for what it is you want. It's up to you. Your future will be determined by the decisions you make. Remember, a gang is a dead end.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
All of us have a role to play in ensuring that our children are protected, that they are taught proper values, and given the tools to help them become well-rounded adults. We are being called upon to reflect on how we can better fulfill those obligations. As we observe Universal Children's Day, here's a special message from children's advocate Diane Gordon-Harrison.
Since 1954, The 20th of November has been celebrated in many countries across the world as Universal Children's Day. Our country, Jamaica, is among these countries in the community of nations that marks this day as an important one on its calendar. As Children's Advocate of Jamaica, I could not allow this day to pass without reaching out to the hearts of the nation about our children. It is my view that this is one of the most appropriate times for us to pause and truly celebrate the gift of our children. Let us warm their hearts with our love and show all of them that we really do care. It is my hope that at this time of reflection, the significance of Universal Children's Day will not be lost on us. The observance of such a day is associated with a noble tradition, as it was on November 20 that the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Declaration of the Rights of the Child and the Convention on the Rights of the Child in 1959 and 1989 respectively. What better day for us as Jamaicans to coalesce around our wonderful children? It is true that as a nation, we have had some very sobering moments with regard to the situations affecting children in Jamaica today. We have heard of the reports of children being harmed in violent situations, of them being the perpetrators of serious offenses, and of them being involved in morally unsavory activities and being exposed to bad associations. Indeed, on many occasions, we sometimes wonder aloud why so many people are hurting our children, and we are concerned about what needs to be done to make the situation right. There is no quick fix solution to this very disturbing reality, because the truth is that children live what they learn. Maybe over time, it is the examples that were set by the generations past that have now manifested within our children, and we are simply reaping what has been sown. Do we as a people need to reassess our own values and attitudes? Are we a part of the breakdown in society that is affecting our children? These questions may be disturbing, but yet they also provide a hopeful prospect. My hope lies in the fact that we are the architects of our own destiny. We as a people have the power to change the situation and to impact upon our children for good. If we stand up for what is right, promote positivity and embrace sound principles and hold fast to our values, then over time, I am confident that we will once again return to an acceptable level of civility and innate goodness. On this Universal Children's Day, which has also been observed since 2008 as World Day of Action and Prayer for Children, it is my call to Jamaicans that each of us, in our own way, needs to do what we can to improve the lives of the children with whom we come into contact. Let us vow to build a world that is fit for children by doing right by them. As we celebrate this very significant day in the lives of our children, let us make them feel like priority one. No doubt, some may see it fit to present their child with a gift to mark the day. This is a practice adopted by many parents in countries all over the world, and I'm sure children everywhere would appreciate such a gesture from their parents. However, this is not the only thing that we can do to celebrate them and to mark this very important day. Other activities that can be done to communicate the message of love to our children include showering them with attention and support, spending quality time with them, reading their favorite story, educating them about their rights and responsibilities, sharing safety tips with them about little things that they can do to help protect themselves, cooking a special meal for them and sitting down to eat with them. These may seem like little things that are of no moment, but to a child they mean the world. Together, let us surround our children with our warmth, preserve the value of family, and commit to playing our role in the social re-engineering that must take place so that Jamaica, land we love, will be a place where our children can thrive and achieve their full potential.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice! High five! Woo!
A good education will never decay.
Think seriously about what your passion is. Is it something from which you could earn an income? If the answer is yes, you may want to consider becoming an entrepreneur. To be successful, though, make sure you have these bases covered. Create a business plan, but make sure it's flexible enough to adapt to changes. Build a strong team that can help you grow your business. Design a marketing strategy that will allow you to reach a broad audience. And make sure you build a good relationship with your customers. For more business tips, you may visit the Jamaica Business Development Center at 14 Camp Road, Kingston 4. Telephone 928-516125 or visit their website, jbdc.net.
Bamboo growers, companies involved in the manufacturing of bamboo products. Get registered with the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. The BSJ is a member of the International Network for Bamboo and Rattan, and the government of Jamaica wants to develop a standard-led bamboo industry that could lead to job creation and economic growth. Companies, your products could be stamped with the regionally recognized Jamaica-made mark certification and the National Certification Mark. Get registered and receive quality training and international certification. For more information, call the Bureau's Special Projects Department at 926-3140 or visit the BSJ at 6 Winchester Road, Kingston 10.
Do you have all the information you need on the expected setup of the Global Logistics Hub? If not, we've got you covered. And for those who've already seen it, perhaps there's something you missed. Next, an encore presentation for your benefit.
Jamaica, the brand on the lips of the world, friendly faces, exciting places, rich culture, salubrious climate, great food, blue mountains and white sand beaches intertwined with modern amenities and infrastructure creates a quality of life that's unsurpassed as a location for doing the business of global logistics. And the next big thing in the global supply chain, Jamaica is the future home of the 4th Global Logistics Hub, an integral part of the global trading system, facilitating global logistics. That is the movement of goods, persons, and data around the world. It will complement and complete the global supply chain and operate on the scale of the existing hubs, Rotterdam, Singapore, and Dubai. Logistics services have always existed to get products from producer to consumers. The difference today is that producers and consumers are dispersed across the globe. The continuing evolution of international trade has resulted in noticeable shifts in the major maritime and aviation trade corridors. The expansion of the Panama Canal in 2015 will lead to substantial redeployment of maritime traffic. Jamaica, with its prime geostrategic location, sits at the doorway of the Panama Canal, at the convergence of global trade corridors with easy air and sea access to major markets. The Jamaica Logistics Hub initiative will be an ideal location for global commerce and is attracting a wide range of producers and distributors from different countries, which will derive considerable benefits from enhanced logistics services. Jamaica gives global businesses easy access to an 800 million person market in the Americas with reduced delivery times, which enhances global trade. A global asset serving a global economy. Whether your businesses have in-house or outsourced logistics services, we invite you to leverage the speed and connectivity of Jamaica's Logistics Hub to get products to market quickly and grow your business. In addition, the expedited shipment of goods will result in reduced cost for your company and the end user. In addition to the existing infrastructure, new special economic zones, free zones, and logistics parks are being established with competitive tax regime options. This will provide a conducive business and living environment with easy access to North, Central, and South American markets. The ultimate aim of Jamaica's Logistics Hub initiative is to cluster global third-party logistics providers along with some of the largest global businesses. These industrial clusters, consisting of large, medium, and small enterprises, will operate from special economic zones and industrial parks spread across the country. For the manufacturer, the hub provides an opportunity for assembly and other value-added processes. Manufacturers and third-party logistics providers alike will utilize the world's leading airlines and shipping lines operating from world-class ports and airports, thereby allowing sea-to-sea, sea-to-air, and air-to-air connectivity to global markets. Jamaica is also well integrated into global telecommunication networks and boasts the only 3-tier data center in the region, facilitating digital processing and quality management systems. Tremendous opportunities await your business. The Jamaica Logistics Hub is ready to help you move products, people, services, and data into growing markets. A great place to do business, a great place to live, a great place to raise families. The third largest English-speaking country in the Western Hemisphere, with a well-trained workforce and a legislative and policy framework which support the business environment.
The Logistics Hub initiative will transform the Jamaican economy and further integrate Jamaica into the global economy. The hub means wealth creation, jobs and business opportunities for our country. Every Jamaican stands to benefit. That means you, your children, and your community.
The Jamaica Logistics Hub, ready to efficiently take your business to new and existing markets with the power of speed and connectivity. Jamaica is ready. Are you?
Motorists, know your rights as road users. If you're stopped by the police in a road check, the police have the right to ask for your driver's license and vehicle documents. If you don't have the documents on you, you can ask for 5 days to provide them at a convenient police station. If you don't have vehicle insurance, you can be prosecuted and face the court. If you fail to renew the registration license, the police are entitled to seize your vehicle. If the police wish to search your vehicle, they should tell you the reasonable grounds for wanting the search. If you are given a ticket, sign it only if you plan to pay the fine and not contest the charge in court. And please be reminded, children under 18 years must wear a seatbelt, even if they are seated in the back. Know your rights. Knowledge of the traffic road code makes it easier to work with the police as they do their job to make the roads safer for you and everyone else.
See Marcia husband, him a one of the biggest juggies.
Wait, somebody a scream.
Lord, them a bun down rice to work and never pay the extortion money.
Who them man there? How would them a do Jackie liquidator?
It's serious times. Speak up for justice and keep your eyes open. When you hear about any crime, report it. Silence brings violence.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
This is where we end for today, but feel free to log on to our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information on government's programs and policies. Our YouTube channel has this and other programs you may have missed. You can communicate with us by sending an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or link us on Twitter @JISNews. Until tomorrow when we bring you another in the series, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.